Like that's the point of promoters doing after parties. Don't do after parties. It's taking value. Bringing girls to a club to give them drinks and like a nice thing. That's giving value.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to take them to an after party. That's the point of promoters doing after sex is a bad idea.
Okay, sorry. Someone was talking over you there. You said
sorry. No, it was him, guys. We're live on YouTube. My bad. We're finally live on YouTube. Whatever I did, I figured it out. All right, keep talking, man.
Yeah, just don't do after parties. It's not a good idea. It's taking value versus giving value.
Okay,
giving
so
value
Dex,
is red carpet. Yeah,
Dex, I'm not going to be that draconian about it. Some girls do like if you have a mansion to take a bunch of girls to, after parties are not taking value. It's okay to do after parties sometimes. The problem with what he's saying, Luke is not wrong, but one of the issues that happens is that after parties are kind of the failure, right? What are after parties in essence? After parties end up being the situation where most of the time, most guys are going to after parties. They're doing so because things didn't work out for them the way they wanted. Does that make sense? Like they're trying to do after parties so that a number, and by the way, as you go later in the after party, the ratio gets worse and worse. There's just a bunch of dudes trying to offer girls drugs so that they can try to take some girl home. And you'll see, like, honestly, you'll see like one girl sitting around a hot tub smoking a blunt and like 16 dudes. You'll see that happen at these after parties. So that's what he's trying to say. But there are some cases, like for instance, after a birthday party, one time me and my friends, Kaylin, we went back to her place and it was just me and 5 girls and they were drinking and we played pool. That's okay. As far as like, the thing is, Dax, this is something I learned from Steve Fowler. When Lindsay Palis, when Emily Sears, when Chloe Teray, and when Kindly Myers show up, what happens? When they show up to your event, what happens?
Everyone wants to meet you. You talked about this. Everyone wants to meet you.
But what happens from a sociological standpoint, from a social media standpoint?
You have pre-selection because
they're not just pre-selection. If Lindsay Palis and Emily Sears and Abigail Ratchford and fucking Chloe Teray and CJ Sparks and Kindly Myers all say they post on their social media a week before Babes in Toyland that they're going to be in Babes in Toyland, what does that create?
But not pre-select.
No, pre-selection has to do with you as an individual man looking at FOMO, fear of missing out.
Okay.
Because they are, for Steve Fowler and Babes in Toyland, they are his what?
They're his promoters. His
come on, guys.
Teammates.
Oh no, teammate. No, what are they? Come on, leaders of the group. What are they called? What do we call them?
Connectors.
In Gladiator, he won. He was a what?
Champions.
Come on, guys. He's champions. They're his champions. You guys remember Crucial Conversations? The book Crucial Conversations? They're his champions. You don't have to make a coherent, rational explanation why you're going to Babes in Toyland. You just know Lindsay Palis is going, so you're going.
Okay.
You understand?
Mm-hmm.
They're his champions, right? You champion the cause. Got it?
Yeah.
So that's the thing. You're sitting there wondering about how do I bring ho-hos or Oreo cookies, tequila or vodka to the event? And the reality is that's not what matters. What matters is the champions.
Okay. So yeah, just to be clear, because you're saying like guys are just trying to show up and shit. So for me, I don't let guys come back to my house. It was just me and like 5 girls and we're just like hanging around having fun. Like, and I intend to keep it that way because I know a certain dude with a certain color type of hair is like, listen, if you want 100 girls to show up, invite 1,000. If you want 100 guys to show up, invite no women. Dudes will try to pound down your door. So I'm in the position where it's just me and girls right now. So that's why I'm trying to say like, it's not like an after party. I guess maybe it's not an after party, but it's kind of like after the party. It's like a hangout. It's like, y'all come over, just like do whatever. And I just wanted to like have like a parameter of like how to make sure like, you feel comfortable. Yeah.
Do this. Use the after party for a different reason.
Okay.
There's people you want to network with, or there's a girl you want to get closer with. Use the after party for that, not to show off to 500 people.
Okay.
The after party should be a great after party. You know what's a great after party? 4 dudes and 12 girls, and a hot tub and 1 bottle of tequila. That's a great after party.
Okay, I have a hot tub.
Got it. Got it. Like, yeah. Don't try to make the after parties like having security out front because you have 300 people coming. Don't do that. Don't.
Okay.
That's not what it's for. Use it for what it's for. If you want to have a party at regular hours. Don't have an after party. Just have a regular party. right? We did an after party one time after the Maxim party got shut down. There was a Maxim party that they did, let's say 2018. They did like it was a Maxim Halloween or something like, yeah, it was Maxim Halloween. The party got shut down at like midnight, and we had an after party right afterwards, and it was the craziest party I'd ever been to. It was madness. People falling in the pool. People like were jumping over the fence trying to sneak in. Cops came in, almost arrested us because there were so many people inside the house. That was great. I think Steve Fowler was there actually at that party. If I remember, I think he was dressed like a priest, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, that's essentially what you want to do. Dax, I want you to consider, like, the thing I think you want to create is a party, not an after party.
Okay, why do you make that distinction?
Because after parties are 12 dudes and 2 girls.
Yeah, that's what I want. If I could.
You want 12 dudes and 2 girls?
No. I thought you just said 12 girls and 2 dudes.
No.
Or did you? No, you said
no. What I'm saying is most after parties, the reason why people go to after parties is because whatever validation they were looking for, men want sex, women want attention, they did not receive that validation during their normal hours. So they're going to the after party to snort the coke or to, you know what I'm saying, try to hook up with the girl. It's just nefarious. There's a reason why I don't go to after parties. Generally, I just don't go. I don't. Also, when you're with a girl, Dax, and she's like, hey, let's go to Dre's. By the way, shout out to Dre's. I love Dre's. But when she's like, let's go to Dre's, just understand when you walk in there, your phone's going to stop working and numerous fucking coke dealers are going to be bidding for her attention the whole time. Not Dre's. I'm not talking about any after hours club. It's not just Dre's. Just any after hours club is like, any after hours mansion party is going to be like that in the Hollywood Hills. That's just how I'm a little sleepy. It's 2 a.m. Snort this. Let's get it going. Yeah. Like that's kind of how the vibe works. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I'm not like after hours to me means like something went wrong. Does that make sense? You didn't win the game, so you went to overtime. You think of overtime as being exciting. No, you should have won the game in the 3rd quarter. You see what I'm saying?
Okay. I understand. So
the goal should not be to have a good after party. The goal should be to have a good party. And then leave with your girlfriend and her 2 friends back to your hotel room. That should be the goal, not to have an after party. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I also wanted to say that I watched the debate with you and Knight, and you absolutely, I don't see you like viciously cut people's throats in debate often, but you just like step by step, you just dismantle it. Well, actually, I'm the expert in pickup. Actually, you're not. Mystery's the expert. Well, so guys, when these guys are on these girls and they try to marry them, and you started laughing out, I was laughing right there with you. That was just like that was idea. Beautiful.
Guys, the reason, Dax, the reason why he was saying that, I couldn't figure it out. Like somebody was, it was very similar to like if someone said, hey man, how do you know that you can walk? And I was like, because I would just get up and walk. Hey man, how do you know that you have a lot of money in your bank account? I would just check my bank app and then I could see. He kept saying, how do you know if a woman is genuinely sexually interested in you? Did you guys hear him? He kept asking that question over and over again. It was so confusing. How do I know if a woman is genuinely sexually interested in me? I know because she has sex with me. And then I just realized, like, this is just so obvious to me. Like, I couldn't figure out why he kept asking the question. Then I realized, this guy probably got robbed by a stripper. He probably got robbed by a hooker. Like, do you understand? He probably went to a club, had a girl like to be like, oh, come back with me. And then she rolled him. Like she did like the Cardi B shit where she drugged him. And then from that point of him getting rolled by a stripper, he now thinks he's the expert on telling when one has genuine sexual interest. Ready, guys? Ready for the tip? This is not a dating program, but I'm going to give you a dating tip. You guys want a great tip on knowing whether or not a woman's sexually interested in you? Here's what you do. At the end of the party, you're like, hey, let's go do this other thing. If she says no, she's not sexually interested in you. Crazy, isn't it? If she says yes, she might be. And then you're like, hey, well, let's go back to my place. If she says yes, she's probably sexually interested in you. If she says no, she's probably not sexually interested in you. It's crazy. I know, it's nuts. Now, if you come from a pickup mindset and you're like, oh, well, she's not sexually interested in you because you didn't do the A1, A2, A3 gambit, followed by the neg, the spin around hand of God, and then followed by the gambit, the attraction, the DHV, all this other nonsense. Because if you did that, then obviously she'd be sexually attracted and want to go home with you. What? One more time, guys. I'm going to say this again for the 500 millionth time. Write it down if you're new to MOA. Women do not sleep with you because of your intent. They sleep with you because of your status. If you haven't figured that out, I don't know what to tell you. All pickup is men with low status trying to make up for their low status by talking a lot. That's it. And don't tell me I'm wrong because I used to fucking work for the Venusian Arts. Don't tell me I'm fucking wrong. Okay, because I used to speak on stage with RSD. I know what I'm talking about. That's what the problem is. I'm not saying it's bad. What I'm saying is it's a very incomplete model of there's a full thing going on, and they're just explaining the first 2%. That's all it is. Got it? Cool. Guys, please raise your hand if you have a question. Hold on, Dax, I'm going to finish with you. One more time, guys. At the bottom of your screen, you're going to see a thing that says reaction. If you click on the reaction, there's a button that says raise your hand. If you want to ask a question, raise your hand. Please do so in a place that is quiet and turn your camera on if you can. This is not men of talking. This is not men of commenting. This is not men of YouTube trolling. It's men of fucking action, which means you need to be able to talk on a camera like a normal human being so that you can get a job, attend a meeting, date a girl. You need to be able to do all these things, but you can't do those things if you don't know how to speak on camera. One of the main things we teach you in MOA is how to speak on camera. Ready? Here we go. Dax, what was the rest of your question?
Okay, yeah. So that was pretty much, so you were saying before, it's like, well, if she doesn't want to come with you after a party or after the party, that's a good indicator of interest. So, but that's what I'm saying. If you invite her to, I'm not saying the after party, what I was saying before, like after you cleared up how you clarified it, is that still a good indicator of interest? Or is that just like, well, I just want to go to the after party because hopefully there's Coke?
No, so going to the after party with a girl is not, so basically the way it works is, this is what
I'm saying hosting one. I'm saying hosting one.
Right, so let's do this. Let's do this real quick. With sales, do you want to come forward? Do you want to come forward? Tristan can walk you down this. It's a bunch of compliance loops to get you say, yes, 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 question, yes. She goes, yes, yes, question, yes, goes, yes, yes, question, yes. Okay, can we get your credit card? Yes, sale is done. Does that make sense? It's a selection. It's almost like a slide that you're going down through these compliance hoops to get to the close, getting the credit card. This is the same way with getting a job. This is the same way with negotiating for a car. This is the same thing with sales. It's called talking in a persuasive way, or persuasion communication. What is it that Jordan Belfort calls it? A goal-oriented communication. I think that's what it's called. Anyway, when you're with a girl, it's kind of the same thing. If you're worried if you're wondering if she's interested in you, hey, what's your name? Fuck you, get away from me. That's not interested. Got it, Dax? Of course. But we're at 1%. So by the way, this is the whole 100% spectrum. You go 1%, she comes 1%. You go 1%, she comes 1%. Ready? So ready? The next one is, what's your name? My name's Sally. Oh, that's crazy. Take a video with me. Ha ha ha. Let's do a TikTok. Okay, here I did the TikTok. Make sure you tag me, motherfucker. Awesome. Let's go over here. Do you want to meet my friends? I'd love to meet your friends. Cool. What are you doing after this? I don't know. What are you doing after this? Let's go to this party. Okay, I'd love with you to go to this party. All right, I'm pulling up my car. Okay, I'll meet you outside. You see that?
Yeah.
See that? So at any point when she goes, fuck you, get away from me, she's not interested. This is going to be very helpful for some of you. This is going to be it's obvious to you, Dax. It's not obvious for a lot of guys with autism spectrum disorder who get involved in this whole like manosphere red pill shit. They don't, it's not obvious for them. So I'm giving you very easy parameters to tell when someone, you go 1%, she goes 1%. You go 1%, when she goes 1%. Here's how pickup works. Oh, bitch, what's your name? Give me your number. What's going on? Let me spin you around. Hand of God. Ha, ha, ha. Neg, bark, roof. That's what pickup does, right? Okay. She doesn't have a chance to come back. And that's the problem. That's where they go wrong. You're walking up to people inherently with low status, and it's very similar from their standpoint. If you were to take your physiological reaction to a homeless person walking up to you and telling you a story to ask you for money, that is exactly how women feel when you walk up to them in a club. But if you have a bunch of beautiful women with you, they don't feel that way. That term is called pre-selection or mate choice copying, which is the number one thing we teach in MOA.
Okay.
Got it?
Yeah, and just again, I just want to give you I'm not trying to sound patronizing at all, but I would watch that debate over and over and over. I just love seeing you.
Have you guys seen the debate? Have you guys?
I love it. I love it. You give no mercy. So, but that's it. That's all I had to say.
That's pretty funny, man. I listen, I had a good time doing it. I was trying to listen. To be fair, I really was trying to be cool to that dude. I was, but hold on a second.
Yo, was it because he was at A&M? Was that why?
Because he went to A&M? Yeah, because he can't read. That's probably why. Well, I'm trying to find my it's under live streams. Well, my computer's froze up, so I thought we got on here so this wouldn't happen, but I'm wrong. If somebody can find the video, I'll just post it. Hold on, let me see here. Alex PWF,
I can do it.
And there it is. Okay, so if you guys are interested in watching it, if you just go on Alex Playing with Fire's channel, and you go here. I'm not going to turn the sound on. I don't want to get copyrighted, but you'll see it right here. It looks like this. It's just Michael Sarton debate, social circle versus pickup. He's not going to copyright strike me, obviously, but you can watch it here if you guys want to watch the whole thing. The chat was full of that fat kid from Brazil. It was full of his like 3 of his trolls just kept going over and over and over, just back at me over and over again. The other thing that happened was after the debate was over, the guy who I debated, he realizing that he lost because a bunch of people kept saying that he lost. He started like rewriting the whole thing in his mind and saying that I lied about this. By the way, shout out to all you guys in MOA. Apparently my course is $100,000. According to him, he said this 4 times in the chat. My course is 100. Motherfucker, I would be coming to work in a spaceship if my course was $100,000. I'd be doing this fucking call right now from Mars if my course was 100,000. Are you out of your fucking mind? Then he goes, no, you have $1,500 hours worth of content, and then you do all these one-on-ones. It has to be worth $100,000. And I was like, what? But then again, like when he kept asking the question before about, so here's the problem. The ultimate problem is nobody doesn't believe in social circle. It's the proof is out there. It's like, it's almost like people who don't believe in relativity. Back in the 19-teens, there were people who did not believe in relativity until they did the eclipse experiment where they could actually see the gravitational lensing during a solar eclipse. They actually proved relativity between that and the orbit of Mercury. They proved that gravity bends space and therefore relativity was proven. Einstein had already won a Nobel Prize for the photoelectric effect, I believe, at that point, though. So they proved it. In the case of social circle, social media and evolutionary psychology have sort of proved that social circle game is superior. So Alex is like searching far and wide to try to find one guy who doesn't believe in social circle. So they found this poor guy who sounds like he was either robbed by a hooker or a stripper. And then that's the reason why he kept asking this incredible question of, how do you know if a girl's sexually interested? Because she grabs your wiener, dude. That's, I'm sorry. It's just so fucking, it was so fucking ridiculous. He literally is like, he won the debate because I didn't, like, how do you eat food, bro? How do you eat food? Like, it was so dumb. It was so dumb. Sorry, man. Oh. And then he goes, you dodged the question about marriage. I was like, no, I didn't. I just said it's probably not a good idea for guys to get married without a prenup. That was my answer. He said I dodged the question. It was just incredible. It was the stuff he was saying. So again, my overarching argument, forget the debate or not the debate, regardless of what I'm doing, whatever my technique is to improve you, my technique improves you faster because there's more immersion. Tristan, do you want to talk about your experience with Luke this weekend? Just to kind of give an example of what I'm talking about. Like, there's just more. In this case, there's just more. Does that make sense? Tristan?
Yeah. What'd you say? I just didn't hear you.
Tristan, Luke, do you guys want to talk about like what your experience was this weekend?
Yeah, I don't know if Luke's on the call, man, but I just wanted to give a shout out to Luke just because I know he'd been learning a lot of the stuff that we were talking about from MOA in a while. And we've been meaning to hang out for a while because I hadn't really built my social circle up in Boston, but he's absolutely killing it. Like, I went out with Luke. He was already in the VIP, getting into the DJ booth and everything like that. And Luke got me in. Just to give him credit. That had nothing to do with me. That was all Luke the other night. So he's absolutely killing it. It took really just a couple months of implementation, and it's just how much more powerful social circle can get. So we're in the spot with the girls that we wanted. The promoters were giving us free drinks. We had a free table and everything. And yeah, Luke is killing it, man. So props to Luke if he's still on this call.
Yeah, I'm here. It was cool. I guess, Mike, what do you want me to talk about?
Hey, Luke, did you see we were talking about you on the debate?
Oh yeah, I saw that. That
we're showing up. By the way, this is so, guys. For those of you who are not in MOA, you don't need to make it look like Luke. Luke is an event producer. Okay, so Luke's IG is going to have a lot of girls on it. You don't have to have a lot of girls, but Luke wants to show, hey, I'm an event producer. And since you started posting like this, what has been the? Oh, did you actually posted this? Holy shit! This is, oh my God, you actually posted this? This is crazy. That's me right there. That was so wild. That was so crazy. I can't believe you posted that. That's crazy. What has been your reaction from other people since you started posting stuff like this?
Lots more of So when I first started, it was me building my list to like 2,000 and trying to get girls to come out. But now since most of the girls that I bring out follow me, I don't have to recruit as much during the weekend. Girls are hitting me up saying, "Hey, do you have a table for us on X date? Hey, can I bring my girlfriends out on this date?" And now girls that like follow me are hitting me up like on like Sunday or Monday to come out. So like because I'm posting these videos and showing the pre-selection, they're essentially hitting me up now because the work is done.
You guys understand? Beautiful, Luke. Hey man, I appreciate that. I love that. When Tristan was bragging about it the other day about you guys going out in Boston, dude. Apparently you're underselling how good things are.
Me?
Yeah. Apparently you're
Okay.
underselling how good things are. Apparently things are going pretty well for you.
Dude, Luke, you made Boston, like the reason I didn't go out in Boston, you made Boston sound like living in Lagos. That's what you made Boston sound like. I'm like, it's not that bad.
Yeah, it's not that bad.
For those of you who went to public school, Lagos is the capital of Nigeria. Go ahead.
Oh, fantastic. Lots of princes. Yeah, you're expecting to see some princes asking me for money, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
I love it. All right, guys. So we're going to get to it. Hey, if you guys, again, those of you in MOA, please wait till the end of the first hour before you guys ask your call, because the guys in MOA have the Tuesday call, the Thursday call, and the Sunday call to ask me questions. I want new people to ask me questions on here. One other thing, if you guys are on, I see there's about almost 100 of you guys watching on YouTube right now. Sorry, we started the YouTube a little bit late. For those of you watching on YouTube, make sure you ask questions on there too. One other thing, for those of you who can, jump on the YouTube and go ahead and comment. Tell some of the guys to join us here on Zoom if you can. If any of you guys want to jump over to YouTube and help me out there, because it's hard for me to do both. All right, we're going to go to Mikhail Austin. Mikhail Austin, what's your name? What's going on, brother? Unmute yourself.
What's up, man? It's Mickle like a nickel.
Mickle, what's going on, Mickle?
Just working and listening to what you guys are talking about. Pretty interesting stuff.
Nice, man. So did you have a question?
I do, yeah. So I'm curious, how do I network with high value people to grow my content creation business?
I love this. So a generic answer would be, so I'm going to give you a couple of books, okay? The first book, I will not recommend a book before this book because this book is perfect. It is that How to Win Friends and Influence People. No matter how boring and trite that answer is, it is the correct answer. That book has a fundamental grasp and understanding on how to get people to listen to you, to become a good listener, to get other people to trust you, and to just want to be around you on a regular basis. I am kind of like, if you want to look at my life is sort of an embodiment of that book. Okay. So that's the first thing. The second thing I would recommend is for you to go through the first 4 steps of MOA. Step 1, fix your social media. Step 2, build your dream list of guys and girls that you want to network with. Step 3, find at least 6 events. You're welcome to steal my events to invite people to. Let me say this. This is the most confusing part about the first 4 steps. When you invite people to events, you don't have to go to those events. So if you live in Atlanta and you want to invite a girl from London to a party in LA, that's totally fine. You're like, Michael, why would I ever do that? Because now you have an open thread with that girl. And when that girl comes to Atlanta, you're the first person she's going to hit up. That's how you have open threads with people. That's how I grow my network. So you're going to message 2,000 girls, and over the course of like 50 or 60 new ones are going to have open threads with you. Michael, 2,000, I don't want to do that. That's what you hire a VA for if you don't want to do it personally. I did it by myself for the first couple of years. So that's the way you would do it. You would go through your list and you would invite. So for instance, next month, because Babes in Toyland is going to be in Los Angeles, I would just invite the hottest girls in your list to be like, do you want to come to Babes in Toyland? Then you would connect them to me. And I would put them on if Steve allows me, I would put them on the list for Babes in Toyland so that they could walk the carpet. Now you get credit for that, even though you can't leave your job in Des Moines. I know that seems crazy, but if you do that enough times, what happens is you start having hundreds of girls following your account, hundreds of pretty girls following your account. Does that make sense? You do that over, now you're doing that, but you're still working your 9 to 5 in Roswell, Georgia. You're still working your 9 to 5 in, you know what I'm saying, in Tallahassee, Florida. You're still working your 9 to 5. You still haven't gone to any of these events, but you did step 1, which you fix your Instagram. Because if you don't fix your, just so we're clear, I hate to say this, but the guy who, I don't want to dox him. I was going to show you guys his Instagram, but because we're on YouTube, I'm not going to do it because it's really embarrassing. It's very bad. His Instagram looks like what I was talking about before. It's just very low status. Not that his Instagram looks like this, but for most men, when you don't fix your Instagram and it's a bunch of close-up pictures of your face and weird non-contextual arrangements, what happens is you kind of look like a human trafficker. You look like a child molester. You look fucking gross and weird. You just don't understand how most dudes just look really bad on social media. Because what happens for men, again, 80% of men are deemed unattractive on social media, on dating platforms. 63% of men are getting, 10% of men are getting 63% of the right swipes. 20% of men are getting 83% of the right swipes on dating apps, which means you are perfect or you're nothing. When it comes to women, they want like a 9.5 or a 10, or they want nothing. So that's what happens with you guys, is you have to get up into that upper stratosphere. Now, here's the thing. In order to get your Instagram to look like that, it's very easy. It takes, for some of you, you could probably pull it off in one weekend if you were very motivated. One social media boot camp with Miguel, you could easily put it off, or you could do it slowly over the course of 1 month. It shouldn't take you more than a month to fix your Instagram. It's very simple. It's very much just copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste. If you guys are looking for Instagrams that are perfectly curated, go to our school app. Go to our link for MOA Forum on School. Join. I'll let you guys in, and then under there's one. It's called Instagram Testimonials. Just follow the Instagram testimonials. There's 25 of them on there. Copy the one you want. Several of them have no women on them at all. Some guys are doctors or they're in the U.S. military and they don't want pictures with girls. You don't have to have pictures with girls, but we do want to show higher status and access to scarce resources so that when we do those invites, remember I said that like the 2,000 invites, that people are actually responding back and forth to you because you give a presence that you get it. Remember, women are not going to teach you to get it. You have to teach yourself to get it. When you're old and you're still on Facebook and you're not on Instagram and you don't know what any of these words mean, and you're just so confused by this younger generation, then you clearly don't get it and you're not relevant. And then that's why girls aren't talking to you. But when you get it, then that's when you're relevant in the conversation. And the single best way to show that is to show that you have a relevant Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. That's the single easiest way to show that you get it. Got it? Cool. It is not difficult to do. It's very much copy paste, just very much how like a programmer will copy a library over or copy a line of text over into his code in order to fix a problem. It's exactly the same way with social media. It's just copy paste. Very simple to do. And that's one of the first things we teach you in the program. That's step number 3. Step number 4 is you need to then take 6 girls to these events. This is very difficult for a lot of you in the beginning. Some of you are club promoters. This is a piece of cake. Some of you are plastic surgeons. This is a joke, super easy. But some of you are going to have a hard time doing this. And we teach you how to do this first. You start off with a couple of female friends, and then you go forth from there. The goal is not to sleep with 6 girls that you take to a club. The goal is to take 6 girls with you to a club that you definitely don't have to sleep with. Cool. Can somebody put the school forum, not MOA thing in there, but MOA forum? Can somebody put the link to MOA forum up in the chat right now, please? Somebody put the link to MOA forum in the chat. You can just copy paste any one of the articles in there and it'll give them a link. All right, awesome. Let's go to Mikkel. So that would be it. So it would be the first 4 steps of MOA. Read the book, How to Win Friends and Influence People. I would also consider a couple of other things as far as networking is concerned. Like what kind of networking do you want to do? Do you want to go to conventions? Do you want to go to parties in the Hamptons? Like what kind of networking do you want to do?
I just want to grow my business. So that's like networking with people who have the money to invest in the service.
But yeah. Okay. So I'm going to give you an in real life example and a virtual example. So virtually for us, what we do is organic. So social media looks good. We have paid ads and we have affiliates. And with organic, it's Instagram, it's Facebook, and it's TikTok, and it's YouTube. Does that make sense? You're still with me?
Yep.
Now, the other thing I do though, is I host charity events where I will network with people who will become sponsors for, there's hedge fund managers and VC people that come to these charity events. Do you understand?
Mm-hmm.
And I network though, and I market those charity events through social media.
I see now.
Got it?
Yep.
So Mikkel, the thing is, people aren't going to invest in your idea because it's a good idea. They're going to invest in your idea because they like you.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I would rather buy a lollipop from Kylie. Right? Wouldn't you? Don't you just look at Kylie and you just trust her?
I don't know. She's working. Probably not.
Huh? Well, you wouldn't trust Kylie?
No.
Kylie, should we trust you? No? Okay, so we should not trust. Okay, good. Got it. Oh, we should trust you. Okay, cool. Hey, for those of you guys in immersion, Kylie will be here in Vegas on Wednesday. She's going to be doing immersion with you guys. She's actually training. She's trying to learn MOA stuff. So she's going to be doing immersion. So that does that make sense? Those are the first part. Here we go. The link to school. Do you see Paul Greenbauer posted it in the chat, Mikkel?
No, not yet.
So go look in the chat real quick.
Okay.
I'd love for all of you guys to click that link in the chat. That's the free school MOA forum. It's just got one category in there, and then you guys can ask questions. We can go over stuff, but we're also going to have a calendar in there of future events coming up. Got it? Let me see. Can I pin this? No, I can't. Okay, cool. Copy. I'm going to post it also for everybody there. There you go. There it is for everybody. Cool. Got it? Mikkel, did that answer your question? I don't want to give you too much. I just gave you a book to read, 4 steps to follow, and a website to go to. Mikkel? All right, we lost Mikkel. Got it. Let's go to PED, PED, performance enhancing drugs. What's going on, brother?
Hey, can you hear me?
Sure can.
Yeah. So no, I found out about you through Alex. I'm a big fan of Alex. I think he does great work. You know, he's one of the few that's like no bullshit, which is hard to find. I actually found out about him through Destiny recently. So it's kind of, I don't know if you're familiar with Destiny, but
of course, yeah.
Anyway,
I'm certain I will be on a program with Destiny here very soon.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah.
No, I've been a fan of Destiny for about 12 years or so. He's kind of shaped the way I like view life in a sense.
Interesting.
But yeah, I think my question is probably good for like, it'll have a pretty wide application. I think specifically when it comes to Instagram, the first step, let's say your Instagram is just completely dead, like it's a serial killer Instagram. What steps should you take to get it to at least to the point where it's usable to move on to step 2?
So you would go on the school server and you would ask, hey guys, does this look good enough? Does that make sense? So it's not, there's no like real question when it comes to it. Like you would know because we would tell you.
Gotcha. Okay.
I'm going to MOA forum. I'll just do it right now for you. So I've actually never used the web version. So can you see my MOA forum that we're on? This right here. You see me with all the girls. That's how you know you're on MOA forum. So when you go down here, it says the first 4 steps of MOA. Do you see this?
Yeah, no, I've actually been here before. So
here's the first 4 steps, Mikkel, that I just explained to you. Okay. And then the second thing I would do is go here to Instagram testimonials. You see this? I would copy and paste these into these testimonials. I would copy and paste these into a note document so that later on you can come back and be like, okay, what does Tom Anderson look like? And then you'll pull up, okay, this is what Tom Anderson's Instagram account looks like. You're like, hey, Michael, you know what? I like this, but I can't have a bunch of girls on my Instagram. So you know what you would do? Then you would go over here to, where's he at? Vincent Del Toro. You click on Vincent's. Okay. And then, okay, here's an Instagram without girls on it.
Oh, that's
see that pad? See that?
Yeah.
You'd be like, oh, well, but I'm Indian, but I'm Hispanic, but I'm African American. Okay, well then just go to the one with an African American guy on there, and then you show that. See that?
Yeah, cool.
It's copy paste, copy paste. So you're gonna go like Wilhelm right here. He's got some great pictures. You're gonna go over here to Wilhelm's thing, and you're gonna say, I'm gonna go make this same photo if I'm ever in Dubai. I'm going to make the same photo. So maybe you can't do Dubai if you're not in Dubai, but if you ever do go to Dubai, you're going to go to some of these same spots, right? This is in Hemsdale. This guy travels a lot. So maybe he's a bad example, but I want to hang out with this fucking guy. Do you see this?
Yeah.
I want to hang out with this guy. No one's going to tell you this is a bad Instagram. Anyone who tells you this is a bad Instagram is just a liar. No one is going to tell you that they look at this and be like, this guy looks like a fucking loser. No one is going to tell you that. Okay.
So follow up. So I live in the Bay and I do actually travel quite frequently. So I'm going to keep this at the top of my.
Talking about like San Francisco? What city specifically? You live in San Francisco?
San Francisco. Yeah.
Got it. Look, ready? Look on the top. Instagram spots in San Francisco, buddy. Look at that. How about that? They have them right there for you. They got them take a picture there. I want to see a picture from 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 there. Got it?
Gotcha,
paste. Copy, paste. In the first year of MOA, there is zero creativity. Zero. This after you do your first year of MOA, then you can start putting in your own flair. But the first year, you just copy paste. We make it super. A lot of coders in here, a lot of doctors, a lot of super nerdy guys in MOA.
Yeah.
You just copy paste.
Do you have any advice on like the more nuanced parts of Instagram? Like say getting followers, should likes be private? Should your account be private? Things like that.
I do
Engagement on your posts.
I do think likes should be private. As far as getting followers, I'm not specifically teaching you how to become an influencer. If you want more content on that, we probably discuss that on our Thursday calls about being an influencer. The one of the problems I just had a client, he just called me this morning and he goes, "Hey, Michael, yeah, I haven't done the first 4 steps, but I was wondering because I was thinking about doing the second Instagram for a photography page." I was like, "You're doing a second Instagram?" I was like, "Yeah." It's like, "But you haven't done the first 4 steps." He's like, "Yeah." "But you're doing a second Instagram." He goes, "Yeah." "But you haven't fixed your first Instagram." He goes, "Yeah." The problem is, dude, you need to do the first 4 steps before we worry about any of that.
Okay.
I would just focus on the first part, get that part good, then let's worry about you being an influencer. It's going to be a lot.
I don't want to
easier
be an
for you.
influencer. I thought it added like status value. So I thought it would be something, even if you're not going for the influencer, it's something that helps, right?
All of it's going to add status value. That's not the issue, but like something. So the number one things that you can do to sort of like add your status is collaborations and then just consistently posting. Consistently posting is like very, very helpful, right? Look, right. Was the one I wanted to show you. I did this. I just, like, this is funny. Me and Miguel did this on stage. We were walking by each other. Did you see this? Like, give a shout out to Miguel. You see that shit? It's hilarious. But yeah, we were doing the Maxim party a couple of days ago, and when we're doing that, that was a different party. But you can see. Let me find a good one here. Yeah, so you can see that like shots like this will help you. Okay, just different stuff that you're going to post. The collabs, because she's going to, like, Maisa's got, 400,000 followers. She's going to repost this with you in it. And then, well, not you specifically. It doesn't have to be something like this, but she's going to, Sarah Dagestani, she's a huge actress. She's going to post that, and then her fans are going to be exposed to you. Some of them are going to follow you. As more of them follow you, more of them will begin to follow you. Does that make sense?
Yeah. It's just getting to that baseline where you're even on their radar, I guess.
It's again, not very difficult.
Yeah.
You just fix your Instagram. You fix your Instagram, you build your list. By the way, not difficult to build a list. You want to know why? Because we've already built a list for almost every city.
Mike, another thing, having people follow, like girls follow me when I'm out, is a huge reason why girls come to my events. Like almost any girl in Boston will see my Instagram and see it's followed by like 3 other friends, and it makes it so much easier for them to say, "Yeah, I'm coming to a table. Let's go." So when you're out, always be like networking, talking to girls. That should be self-explanatory, but just want to add that.
Yeah, so this phenomenon is exactly the same with men. It's just not as prevalent. Men don't care quite as much who's following you on social media. They care a little bit. It's just the reason why we use women as an example is because women are harder to keep their attention. If you can bench press 300 pounds, you can bench press 200 pounds. So if you want to get a bunch of real estate agents to come to your charity event where you raise money for, rescued dogs, that is on easy mode compared to getting 100 influencers to come to a party. Do you understand? Getting 100 influencers to pay attention to you is way harder than getting a bunch of real estate agents and real estate brokers to show up. Their attention, like they're looking for business. So their attention is opened and focused. It's very easy to get them to come to stuff. So what I'm saying is, if you learn the skill set to consistently get Liddy Ward to show up to stuff. Hey, Liddy. If you can learn the skill set where Lydia is consistently coming to your shit, that makes it easier for you, right? There she is. She's a stand-up comedian. She's going to tell a joke here in a little bit, and it's going to make us all very upset. So it's all going to hurt our feelings. All right, awesome.
You guys want your joke now?
Huh? Yeah, what's the joke?
Well, it's my famous one.
Okay.
I'm tired of dating motherfuckers because at some point they're going to be like, "Hey, babe, did you come?" I'm like, "Yeah, bro, to the wrong fucking house."
There we go. Thank you. Congratulations.
Right,
Everybody
guys,
give her a big round of
I'm
applause.
listening.
Give her a big round of applause. Incredible. I love it. Okay, awesome. what's it? Where am I? All right, nice, cool. Let me see. I know that was deep, wasn't it? Oh, did I answer your question?
Yeah, no, that was great. I guess is there like a minimum number of posts you should have, or
I'd say
like, can you
15.
put a number on that?
Yeah, 15. Yeah, I would go try to go for 30. Yeah. And by the way, if you start getting into reels, the reels are going to replace some of the posts. But it's just one of these things where I want you to consider your life. Your IG story is like a trashy fucking sitcom, or just like late night television, but your grid is an art gallery or a billboard. Does that make sense? Because it's a bit more static. Where your story is sort of like a vlog, like a daily vlog of what you're doing every day. The standard for what you post on your grid is high. The standard for what you post on your story, you could post your feet while you're taking a shit. I don't care.
Sure.
That makes sense?
Yeah,
Post at least 10 times a day on story.
Cool. No.
If you're having trouble with that,
Good
just steal
info.
some memes. I think we imported 3,500 memes over to the school server. 3,500 memes.
I post feet pictures all the time on my story. It's so much fun.
Yeah, feet pictures are great. Yeah. James, what's your question, man?
Hey there, how's my audio?
Great.
Okay, good. I'm gonna go high speed since you seem pretty high speed. 2 weeks ago, you asked me to go read the book $100 Million Offer and come back and tell you what I learned. And I didn't read it because I realized very shortly after that I was going to spend my time on emergent things that are much more higher priority. Like I had to get, I'm in coding boot camp, and I've got all kinds of work going on right now. So I just started focusing on that and reading that as much as I could. So hopefully I could catch up and get to this book. And then I went to Chat GPT, and I started utilizing that, and it rapidly increased my efficiency as a developer and started turning into some kind of a.
That is something we're going to be talking about soon, guys, using Chat GPT to write your captions. Also, a lot of the code in our back end of MOA is done by Chat GPT.
Wow. So yeah, I'm kind of getting back into the cutting edge of it, and I'm starting to see, how much things have changed and how much reading these books can kind of give you like a overall foundation, but there's still kind of a you have to go with the times, and reading Chat GPT and how to make prompts and things like that seem to get me a lot faster. And so my question, I got a couple. And so the first question last 2 weeks ago was to Rollo about getting my book in front of the people I wanted. And then I was kind of wanting to follow up on that, because you're in here giving advice on basically from a promoter's perspective. And I'm trying to take and adapt your stuff to like what I'm doing, which is like I'm coding full stack web and mobile development. And then I'm also doing, a book for social skills for people who are struggling with that in the manosphere. And so it's not like I want to go get 2,000 girls and invite them to events. And I live in a place where there's really no events other than once or twice.
It looks like you live on the beach in Key West, pimp. What are you talking about? Like the wind blowing through your hair right now.
Hey man, that's the lifestyle you're seeing. So
yeah,
it must be real.
Hey, social media is fake.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'm trying to adapt kind of you get Instagram going, you start getting marketing funnels, and you start, instead of going like for 2,000 girls and 200, maybe I'll go find 200 guys that are kind of influential in this area and start posting articles written by Chat GPT on LinkedIn and getting some.
That's not gonna. I mean, that's for your book, to get a book out.
Oh, for the coding side of things, and then for the book, I don't know.
What do you mean the coding side of things? You're promoting. You did not explain this. You're promoting your coding side of things. What is the thing that you want to use networking to accomplish, James?
Okay, first of all, I want to get people to pay me to make their full stack stuff, web and mobile apps.
Got it. Okay.
And the second thing I want to do is I want to get people to read my book and get it royalties on that.
Got it.
which is targeting basically the people on your show right now. And so if you guys haven't heard, this book is called The Social Autist. And it's
yeah, I remember this.
I'd like to rebrand it as like the social male, and then add in all this stuff that is more for the mainstream so that I have a larger audience.
Kylie, you said you wanted to do the autistic bikini competition. You said something about that? Yeah, she wants to do that. She said something about that. Listen, James, the answer is going to be, as far as the book, is pretty simple. I would just literally follow what Rollo did. So it's going to be tons of writing and a lot of interviews, getting on people's channels to talk about it. Now you become, what happens is once you do 5-10 interviews, you become a subject matter expert on a thing. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So that would be the first thing I would tell you to do. Okay. Hey, somebody's talking in the background. Hold on. Go ahead and unmute yourself, James. All right. Okay. So one of the things that'll happen is you first off, like we said before, I want you to sit there and try to get on a bunch of podcasts to explain what it is that you want to do. I would have at least proficiency in every platform. Meaning, like, you don't have to, like George Wilson, who has a ton of really great books on evolutionary psychology. His Instagram is garbage. Dr. David Buss, he has no Instagram at all. But the other thing he does have is he's, accomplished author for over 20 years. So that's something that's very helpful for him. He also has a PhD in evolutionary psychology. You're going to need like collaborations from other people to help you grow. The forward to Dan Bilzerian's book is written by David Goggins, right? Does that make sense? The forward to Rich Cooper's book is read by Rollo Tomasi. Right. Getting Rollo to read your book, getting him a copy first. So sending out, do you remember the $100 million offer? Oh, you didn't read it, did you? They go over having like your top 100, your dream list 100. I guarantee you, James, we could make your book a bestseller if you could get on 100 podcasts and get those people to read your book before it comes out, and them giving you a positive review, your book would take off.
Okay.
Hey guys, why is Sapiens so popular? Does anybody know? The book Sapiens by Yuval Noah Harari. Why is it? Does anybody remember what made it so popular? It was on Barack Obama's book list.
Obama.
Yeah, it was Barack Obama's book list. He read the book and was just blown away by it. Okay? That's essentially how that whole thing blew out.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. And the second question, I suppose, was related to the coding.
So this is about as unsexy as you can get. Coding, right? Like, other than being like an accountant, like that's about as like that's going to dry up more vaginas than anything. I'm a coder. Well, all she's going to think is, well, maybe he makes some money. Like, I don't know. As far as that's concerned, that seems like more of a meritocracy to me. Like, that is actually one of the places that seems like a full meritocracy. Like, if I'm a chess grandmaster, I don't need social media. I'm just going to get invited to everyone because my ranking is absolute and complete and irrefutable, right? Or if I've won 7 Super Bowls. That's different. James, whatever your code technique is, I would go back to having people testify, give you testimonials stating that your code is superior. That's more important than your code actually being superior.
Oh, it's like Microsoft, like marketing trumps quality.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
And so,
but like Microsoft had all these like commercials that they would do, and you would see people like buy Microsoft until Microsoft wasn't cool anymore, which they didn't care when they weren't cool. And Apple tried to show we're cooler than Microsoft. That was their main commercial base, was to show that they're cooler than Microsoft. Remember?
Yeah, and then you had like the Microsoft girls and all that stuff.
Sure. Like, one other thing, describe again what it is that you're trying to sell.
Basically, mobile apps and web apps. Like, so like,
yeah, that's a problem. You gotta be way more specific. Way more specific.
Okay, I can't. People come to you and say, make me an app that does this, and you do it.
Yeah, you're gonna have to be way more specific than that, man.
All right.
Like, I understand what you're saying, but you're gonna find that, like, unless you can be specific, somebody's gonna be like, well, I could just find this with someone else.
Okay, I'll work on that one. I've got a
James, what problem do you solve? What problem do you solve for people?
Basically, I reduce their workload.
How?
Usually it's in the form of something that they want their customers to do, like put in their data, collect this, sign this document, do something that customer
way too
service
vague.
rep would normally
That's
do.
way too
Way
vague.
too vague.
Way too vague. Again, so one of the problems that happen, like I can already tell, dude, you are very smart. I can already tell. One of the things that happens, James, is people who are very smart, you're having a conversation in your head at level 900 and the rest of us are at level 50. We're not keeping up. When you make a vague comment like that, in your mind, you see it clearly, but you're at level 900, you need to break it down to level 10.
Okay.
You want to make a dating app. Here is how you, like real dumb 6-year-old, like you have to really break it down and then show that you have an extreme proficiency in one thing. James, there's no reason I would trust you to build anything for me right now, because you have to show expertise in one thing. Again, the other book I'd recommend for you, James, is The One Thing by Gary Keller. Getting like for instance, for me, I had proficiency in a few things, which allowed me to talk about many more things, but having excellence and proficiency in just one thing. Can you find one specific thing that as far as your coding is concerned, that you would be proficient and excellent in the top 1% elite in the market at this one thing that you do? Don't tell me you do everything well. One thing where you would just defeat everyone else. Start with that.
Okay.
Be specific.
I just did cannabis industry for 7 years, ever since it started.
Again,
and
you just said the words cannabis industry. Is so vague.
Let me finish. In cannabis industry, there's a very specific niche for the traceability systems that the government requires you to keep. And there's also a system for keeping surveillance video from like 30, 40 cameras for 45 days running 24/7. And I worked on that and got kind of expert level at that.
Amazing. My point is, how many people do you know that are going to be able to do that? Nobody on this call.
Yeah, like 5.
We don't need that specific. Yeah, that's my point. You need to be, what is the massive problem that you can solve? Clearly you're talented, but you need to back up and say, what is the massive problem that you can solve? And then how can you be specific about it and then market that out to a wide audience?
Okay, I'll work on that. And I got a final question.
Yeah.
So the last time you explained gravitational lensing, and I wanted to follow on with that to ask you if you think that it might be something that could be explain dark matter, dark energy.
No, I don't think it could. So one of the problems with dark matter and dark energy, so gravitational lensing, for those of you who don't know, what happens is because space-time is 4-dimensional, meaning space is upward direct dimension, lateral dimension, forward and back dimension. So the 3 dimensions, and then time being the 4th dimension, it can be bent in, and so like a black hole would be an extreme example of like a like extreme gravity well. And then a smaller one would be like our sun. And then a smaller one than that would be like the planet Earth, and a smaller one with that would be like the moon, where you're like 1/6 Earth's gravity. And then a smaller one than that would be like the moon Phobos. That goes around the Mars. You could jump off of Phobos because the strength is so low. As far as gravitational lensing, it's so thick, like it's so strong, like for instance, around the sun, it actually bends the orbit of Mercury. And so you can actually see things that might be far away because of it. But as far as dark matter is concerned, the problem with that is that things orbit because of dark matter. Gravitational lensing would not explain that. The other problem with dark matter is that dark matter does not interact with any normal matter. And when you do gravitational lensing, you are actually bending space. So that is an interaction, meaning dark matter would not be affected by a black hole. Space would be. Does that make sense? Yeah, dark matter does not interact with normal matter, nor does it interact with itself. Dark matter doesn't even coagulate with itself. So that's the reason why I would not say that gravitational lensing would have anything, would be like a pseudo explanation for dark matter. Also, gravitational lensing would not explain why you could see like these galaxies should fling off into distances, but don't for some reason.
Right, I understand, but we have had dark matter detectors for a long time, and it's basically, it doesn't exist according to.
It does exist it exists. So there's one of the theory is this is gravity bleeding off from another dimension, or gravity bleeding from a different time. Those are like woo-woo crazy ideas. Another one is that these are just quantum particles that like all together create sort of like this minor gravitational pull, which is added up like between us and the Alpha Centauri, which is 4 light years away. That's causing this like slow tug toward, I don't know. It's tough. It's impossible to say. There is no coherent, using the standard model, there is no coherent explanation for what dark gravity is.
Okay.
Dark matter is. Yeah. But I don't think lensing would explain it. No.
All right.
Like if I look at a black hole, like I just don't know why that would, we know exactly the mass of a black hole because we can see, you understand if the sun turned into a black hole right now, it would be a black hole the size of Manhattan, but we'd still orbit around the black hole exactly like we do now. We just freeze to death in 36 hours.
Yeah. I just think that, you know, they're when I took astronomy in college, they kind of like didn't really explain like how like, okay, we're dealing with relativistic effects over space and time over like, you're basically like, we're in a fishbowl and that other galaxy is in a fishbowl.
Yeah.
And it doesn't look right according to our calculations, but maybe
so what you're saying is the lensing from relativity causing us to see something that is not exactly how it is.
Or just the warping of space, you know.
So so one of the issues is we can see you should look at, there's a telescope that can actually see into the center of the Milky Way, and we can see there's actually stars orbiting a supermassive black hole, and they're traveling at near the speed of light. We can actually see the orbit of these stars. So we know at that place in space, gravity functions like the way that Isaac Newton described it. So that would not indicate lensing as the explanation. Does that make sense? What we would see is a warping of reality in different places, and we don't see that.
Okay, but we do. We do kind of see it.
Because here's what you'd see. We're in the Orion arm of the Milky Way galaxy. I'm not going to talk about this much longer, guys. Sorry. We're in the Orion arm of the Milky Way galaxy. What we would see is this arm that's closer to us would show different effects from the laws of gravity, and then the one farther away would show us something different. We don't see that.
Okay.
Does that make sense? We would see as we move further or deal with objects that are moving faster or closer to us at 1% the speed of light or whatever, we would start to see differences in the laws of gravity when we observe them. We don't see that though. We don't even see differences in Andromeda.
Okay, and I'll let you cut it there and just add that Rolo was talking about getting Richard Reeves on out there.
It'll be on Thursday. Yeah, Thursday, 2:00.
I really hope you can make that happen because I think that would be a good show. And I think that's all my questions. I'll work on this coding, dumbing it down and getting more specific.
Yeah, beautiful.
I look forward to the Chat GPT talk when that comes out.
We're definitely going to deeply explore what we can do with Chat GPT, especially like Grant as far as his coding is concerned. I read ChatGPT. There's a bio on ChatGPT about me, and I was fucking stunned. They got a few things wrong, but a lot of it they got right. It's pretty crazy. All right, man, let's keep going. Michael Liu, thank you, brother. Michael, what's your question?
Yes, sir. So me and my other friend, we started kind of building out our personal brand on Instagram. We just started doing fun photo shooting and kind of based off what you said and trying to build it up. So my question for you is, like, what's the game plan that we can gradually use that we have built to enrich our like social circle, either is with making friends or reaching out to girls? What's like a good ratio on working on those and also outreaching?
A ratio for an event, a ratio for what?
For, I guess, meeting more
list?
people.
For meeting more people?
We don't have a list at all.
Why don't you have a list, Michael? Aren't you an MOA?
No, I'm not.
Yeah, Michael, you got to have a list. Why would you not have a list? Just open a spreadsheet and just create a list. 10-to-1. There's your ratio, 10-to-1. 2,000 girls, 200 guys.
Okay. And what, reaching out to them or just kind of keep the list there?
Michael, will you do me a favor? Because we're going to go over this 70 times if we don't do it this way. Will you please click on that link to go to school? And in the free school forum, MOA forum, it's going to have a description of the first 4 steps of MOA. Could you do those first 4 steps?
Okay. Got it.
Okay. Yeah. Yep. So if you don't, because again, I just explained a little while ago, step number 3 is you invite people to events, even if you can't go to them. I'm going to have to start that whole thing over. If you just go to school, it'll give you a full explanation. Okay.
Okay. Sounds good. Yep.
Beautiful, man. Love it. Awesome. I don't know how to say your name, man. Here's Dick.
Right. Yes.
Okay.
What's
going on, man?
I just want to go into these kind of the specifics of step number 3 when you're actually doing the outreach. My question was, when you're going about inviting these female friends, influencers, guests, like, what does that conversation essentially look like? Because, for example, if I use an event like yours, Maximum Party, I might not be physically there. So I'm trying to understand how that might not be a little weird. Like, she lands and like, hey, where are you? Are you supposed to be here? Like, no, I'm actually not. I'm just kind of diverting you over there. So I'm just trying to understand that dynamic.
Yeah, so they aren't really going to ask. They're not going to care.
Okay.
Rithik, I think you need to do it. Just like, so do this instead. How many guys have done this course before you? Take a guess.
Hundreds.
600.
There you go.
Okay. And then you saw on the forum those Instagram testimonials, right?
Yes.
So the last 3 guys who jumped off the balcony in front of you, they're all dead now. So when you jump off the balcony, what happens? You die. You don't understand gravity, but you do know if you jump off the balcony, you die. You're aware of that, right? So what I would do is use that same logic and say, okay, the last 100 or so guys who followed those directions got the success, and they didn't need to ask the question. Do the first 4 steps, then ask the questions. Because you already know 600 guys have done it before you. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. Yeah, that makes sense. And then I had one question unrelated to this. I saw you're reading The 3-Body Problem.
Love that shit, bro. I'm so addicted. I want to get off this fucking call right now. I'm about to finish book 3. Yes, I'm so excited. It's so good.
Are you in the last one?
Huh?
Are you in the last book of the series?
So I know so I read the prequel, the Ball Lightning. Then I read 3-Body Problem. Then I read Dark Forest. Right now I'm on Death's End. And then afterwards I'm reading the last book.
I have a friend of mine that basically gave me like the crash course on the book, and so I actually want to read it myself. But
I skip around whenever I have a series. I'll go like Elmore Leonard, then I'll listen to George R. R. Martin, then I'll skip back and forth. I am going through this entire series at once. This is next to The Expanse. This is the best science fiction I've ever read. Next to The Expanse.
Exactly, but just
next to The Expanse is the best science fiction I've ever read. Okay. Rolo's about to start reading. It is so fucking good. Netflix is making their version of the show. There's already a Chinese version. I'm about to start watching it with Kylie, but it's all subtitles because it's in Chinese. I'm so fucking great. It's nothing. It's a show about physics and quantum mechanics, and it goes 400 years into the future and when aliens show up. It is such a great book series.
I think the themes about how when it's kind of playing in that whole good times create strong people create.
Yeah, it's exactly right. Yeah. Well, so 200 years in the future, guys, every man becomes feminine. Like there is no masculine feminine quality anymore. But once they come to the realization that they're going to die from the alien attack, then masculinity takes over society again. The book is so fucking good, guys. It is really good. The author's Chinese. It's brilliant.
My question to you is, what's been like your takeaway from the book so far? Like anything new about like, oh shit, like I never thought about that before, or like, huh?
Not much. It does present, like one of the coolest parts of it was, do you remember the doctor who said he heard the black hole? So basically these guys used a super collider around the orbit of Jupiter. They created a super collider and they created small black holes, but these black holes were like 26 nanometers across. And there's a huge mesh around it, so you can't get near the black hole. Well, one of the professors wanted to go up because he said the black hole was talking to him. He kept saying it was talking to him. So he walked in, he gets sucked into the black hole. When they go use a microscope to look at the black hole, they can literally see him falling into the black hole. But what do you guys know? What happens when you fall in the black hole? You're moving at the speed of light, therefore time stops. Because time stopped and there was a picture of him falling into the black hole, he did not officially die, and therefore his life insurance would never pay out because he was never going to die. It was crazy. Like it was like these weird fundamental questions. What happens to you when you move at that speed? Then essentially time doesn't stop for you. Also the concept of hibernation. Holy shit, bro. If we ever get hibernation figured out, what an incredible fucking advancement for humanity. One of the characters has leukemia, goes into hibernation, wakes up 200 years later. They give him a pill. His leukemia is cured in like 15 minutes.
Has the book influenced you on, I don't know if you believe that there are other forms of life out there.
None of the stuff in the book's ever going to happen. Because there's no faster than light travel. Yeah, none of the, some of the stuff is just absurd. Like, the like the one species that ends up shooting that destroys all the other stars. Like they're just like they talk like they're children. Like it's just dumb. Like some of the stuff just like I'm supposed to assume that you create a warp and then therefore a warp drive is going to cause you to go through space, but I haven't even seen. Just so you guys understand, the reason why wormholes aren't real is because the amount of energy that it would take to hold a wormhole open between two galaxies would exceed the amount of energy in the universe. Because you're bending space in a specific, it just wouldn't work. And to keep it open, wormholes, theoretical wormholes that are like a mile across that are open for a millisecond, those things can happen, but like for the most part, that's not realistic.
Yeah, my favorite part of that was just the whole dark forest thing, which kind of was like, oh, maybe that's why we haven't seen
Okay,
any.
so what that made me realize was how things work in on Earth. So the dark forest principle, guys, is this idea that if I'm in a forest with a bunch of other hunters and we all have rifles, if one of us gives away our position, there's 100 other hunters in there. Rational hunters, 80% of them won't try to shoot at me, but it only takes one of them to shoot at me. And therefore, if I expose my position, the likelihood of me dying is so high that I can never expose my position. And if someone else finds my position, I am forced to kill them. I must kill them or else they will expose my position. And one of the hunters in the dark forest will kill me. It's really crazy. This book it has to do with it's called Cosmic Sociology, or just it's a function of game theory. I'm sorry, we're going way off topic here. I apologize. But yeah, this is a really, really great book series. It's the basis behind mutually exclusive destruction. Do I believe there's other civilizations out there? Absolutely there are. There definitely are other civilizations, and they probably all died already.
Gotcha.
And we made it to the 13 billion year mark, and then in 1,000 years, when we kill ourselves, there'll be some more civilizations, and they'll be wondering, I wonder if anyone's on that soul star over there. I wonder if anybody ever lived on that thing. Right. And then 3 billion years after that, when Sol turns into a red giant and it swallows up the earth and it burns the earth to a crisp and the earth falls into the sun, then there won't be any more earth. There won't be any more story.
Yeah.
It'll just be Jupiter. It'll just be Jupiter orbiting around a red giant.
No, thank you for sharing, man. When I saw you were reading the book, I was like, holy crap. Like I've literally been talking with my friend about this for like months. So it was really cool to see that.
Steve Fowler is saying that this is boring him. Sorry. He wants to just, hey, Kylie, Steve Fowler just wants to look at you. Steve Fowler just wants to look at you, Kylie. Okay. Jamal, thanks for the question, Rithik.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, but I hope you join MOA, man. Jamal, what's your question?
Hey, what's going on, man?
Hey, man, you got that Los Angeles internet, bro. You got that 405 internet.
Chill. All right. That's better?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Yeah. I was just asking if you had any pointers, like any good rules of thumb, considering like content creation. More specifically, I'm a music producer, of course.
Yeah.
And and I'm not classically trained on the piano. And you said to fix your social media and everything like that. I really want to do videos as far as like, I guess, playing. But if anything else you have in mind, I know that's not your wheelhouse. You're not a producer at all.
Yeah.
But as far as content creation and ideas and things like that, I don't know if you had anything that's worthwhile.
Yeah. So the cheat code is collaboration and consistent uploading. That is the cheat code. It is work. It's the reason Alex Hormozy got famous. Can you guys think of one controversial thing Alex Hormozy has ever said? You can't think of one controversial thing I haven't said, right? Think about Alex Hormozy. He doesn't say anything controversial, but he started making these Alex Hormozy type reels before anyone else. And because of that, he got, 500,000, 600,000 followers. And then Alex Hormozy is sort of like the standard that we all make our reels because of consistent uploading. Also, everyone wanted Alex Hormozy on their podcast. So that's collaboration. Does that make sense? So collaboration and consistent uploading, regardless if you're trying to selling an accounting product, trying to fix people's credit, or you're trying to become a musical artist.
I see.
Right.
So
I have a video I just made with Lindsay Palis coming out that we did at Maxim. I'm going to post that. That's collaboration. Now her audience is going to be exposed to me.
I see. Makes a lot of sense.
Especially in the hip hop community, what do guys do in order to put new people on? What does Jay-Z do to put Kanye on? What does
definitely a lot of networking and a lot of
specifically what do they do? What does 50 do to get Eminem to put Eminem on? What is it specifically? What do they do? They release a what? What does Drake do to put 21 Savage on? What does he do?
Projects.
Yeah, he collaborations. Say it with me.
Collaboration projects.
Collaborations. That is the trick. Got it?
I see. So would you say that would do the bulk of work in terms of marketing for yourself?
Not the bulk, but it's if you were asking me what are the things that cause the hockey stick growth, like for Babes and Steve Fowler's in Babes and Toyland. If you're asking, like, it's not an even distribution of growth per girl. It's an extremely high level of distribution of growth because of one video with 70 million views of Lindsay Palis on the red carpet at Babes and Toyland, and then Chloe Teray and Emily Sears and Abigail Rochford and all these other girls that came over time. Does that make sense? There's this small group of huge influencers that led to a ton of like the Taylor Salinas' and the Jamie Villamores, those girls and CJ Sparks that consistently come, Toy Hardy, consistently come hundreds of thousands of followers and millions of impressions a month. Those then lead to people down the rabbit hole. What's Babes in Toyland? Oh, it's for animals. I fucking care about animals. My favorite model is going to be there. Okay, I'll go to that. And so there's a relevancy that is created on social media. There's a certain, like, everyone knows what Babes in Toyland is. It's crazy. Whenever I travel around the country, every hot girl I know, every single hot girl I know knows what Babes in Toyland is. Every single one. They can't really describe it, but they've all heard of it. Everyone. Yes. Yeah, I promise. If we were to look at total impressions, I guarantee you it's in the tens of millions at this point. Every hot girl that's in the whole Instagram influencer space has at least heard of Babes in Toyland. Because Amanda Nicole goes. Like, there's just Tucci Cash has been to Babes in Toyland. Like, all of them have at least been once, right? They can't describe it. Some of them can't describe it, but they all know that it exists, right? Why is that? It is multiple high-level collaborations that cause that. Every time a girl walks the carpet of Babes in Toyland, that is a collaboration between that girl and Babes in Toyland.
I have another question, though.
Yeah.
If you're saying collaborations, collaborations aids growth and everything like that, how do you find the people that are worth collaborating with? Because in my years doing this, there's been a lot of people that haven't been worth the collaborations.
Yes. So to me, no one's anywhere. To me, there's no one not worth the collab. I won't let anyone on my podcast, but I will go on anyone's Bro, Jamal, if you told me tomorrow you started a podcast, I would go on. No questions asked, and I'd give you 3 hours. I never say no to a collab with other. I will go on anyone's podcast. And not only that, I'll promote the shit out of it. Not only that, I'll make sure that if I come on any of your podcasts, I will be the most popular guest you ever had, because I'm going to push it out to my email network, and I'm going to push. This is one thing I saw Andrew Tate do that was really smart. When he went on somebody else's show, same thing, Ty Lopez did this. He made sure his entire network knew about his appearance on another show, and he made sure that appearance. I saw this one girl Andrew Tate did an interview with, and she was getting like 1,000 views a video, and then he does her show, she gets 645,000 views.
Sheesh.
I am an influencer. I want to get to the point where, like, I'm the starter block for anyone to start a podcast. You can get Michael Sartain on. Do you understand? There's no not collab, because here's what happens, Jamal. In 2 years, you have a bigger podcast than me. I don't know. Maybe you do. I don't know. I did 100 podcasts. I don't know. One of you is going to end up with a bigger podcast than me. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, makes sense.
I know two huge guys in the red pill space right now. They both live in Miami. You can probably figure out who they are. They live very close to each other. And one of them asked, the first one asked the second one, hey, can we do a collab? And the second one said, hey, yeah, you're not really big enough to do my show. And now the first one is now bigger than the second one. And now the second one was like, hey, can I come on your show? And he's like, no, it's cool. You didn't want to do my show. You don't want me to do the show before. And so that's why you'll never see that with me. That's what this Monday call is. When people ask to come on my show, I'm like, do the Monday call first. There's so many people that hit me up, Jamal. I know exactly what you're talking about. There's one guy, he's been hitting me up. He's got 700,000 followers on Instagram. They're all fake, 100% fake. He's doing nothing but buying like ass tons of advertising.
Yeah, so you know what I'm talking about.
His comments are all fake. When I go on YouTube and I search his name, his videos get 13 views. Like a complete and total fake interaction. One of the reasons why my interaction isn't fake is because I'll get views on YouTube, and I have 2.7 million impressions on TikTok, 1.9 million on Instagram, and then like however many on, you know, Facebook or whatever. I'm not bragging. I'm just saying, like, by the way, I'm not like, just to give you, Justin Waller is like 10 times more than me. But like, I know, but you know, if you go through all these platforms, even LinkedIn, you'll see there's engagement on every platform. Therefore, I didn't buy anything. See what I'm saying? And so that makes people want to collab with me. My engagement's not huge, but it is engagement. Right. And it is real. So that's what I would look at, Jamal. But from your standpoint, what I would give anything to anyone that they ask me to give. But not everyone can come on my podcast.
All right, gangster.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Beautiful. Any other questions you guys have? Any of the MOA guys, if you guys want to ask questions, Men of Action guys, you guys are well open to ask questions. Billy, what's going on? Billy, I can't believe, are you taking time from the threesome you were just having to talk to us? I appreciate that, Billy.
Michael, I don't know what you're talking about.
Baby, don't leave me for Billy. Baby, don't leave me for Billy. What's the question, Billy?
Sorry, I got food in my mouth. Hang on. Sorry. Hey, Michael, I don't think we can stop the recording, right? So I'll just kind of go high level. So I had a really close friend, and her and I, we're very good friends. I did like her birthday thing, and we used to hang out all the time. And then she went Nordo for a couple of months, and I hit her up a couple of times, invited her to some of the things we're doing. She didn't reply back. And recently I looked up her profile and I realized like she unfollowed me, which is kind of new to me because we were so good friends. Like we would hang out all the time. And you know, she celebrated her birthday with me and all that stuff. And I don't understand, like, is this something I should expect? Like there should be an attrition rate, or is it like
it happens sometimes. For me, like a lot of people that I went to high school with or college with don't follow me anymore once they saw what my lifestyle was like. That's happened. I'm sure that's happened to Steve Fowler. I'm sure that's happened to a lot of people where like some people you just kind of like leave them behind.
Well, she's actually, she's one of your friends. So I don't think I did anything wrong.
Once you, maybe we should talk about this privately, honestly. Are you sure you want to talk about this here?
Yeah, I was wondering if you could stop recording, but I realized it's on YouTube.
Yeah, I can't. We're on YouTube, so we can't stop the recording. But yeah, we can talk about it later. The thing is, the other thing you have to understand is, Billy, here's one of the problems is because I'm not doing IRL, like I'm not an IRL dating coach. I don't know what you did right or wrong, or if you did anything wrong, which is why I would want to hear about your interaction from like Brennan, right? Or maybe you went out with Pear, or maybe you went out with Keegan. And then they came back to me as like, well, what really happened is he did this, this, and this, and that's why he fucked up. That's why having that circle of guys around you, dude, Rolo sits me down sometimes. He's like, dude, you're fucking up here, here, and here. Right? This is what you should be doing instead of this. Same thing, Cole Gordon the other day is like, hey man, you need to make your offer simpler. I have people in my life that are willing to tell me when I'm doing something wrong.
Okay. Yeah, I asked Brennan, I was like, what? It was out of left field for him too. He was shocked. So but I get you.
So that sounds like her problem, not your problem. Just text me who it is in the chat, and I'll probably tell you.
I'll text you right now.
Yeah. All right, Billy. Nice. Billy's out there fixing airplanes. Nate, what's going on, Nate? Baby, don't leave me for Nate. You legit probably will leave me for Nate.
No, I wouldn't do that. So I have this cohort of female friends that I kind of got because they were like 25 and older, and they were non-threatening to my girlfriend. But what's happened with them is that I've seen their lifestyle kind of really like decrease over the past, I would say like 2 years, not lifestyle, but like their mentality and everything. And just because like they don't get the same amount of attention and all that stuff going on. And so what like advice would you give to like a 27, 28-year-old girl who's like realizing that she's maybe not going to get the perfect man she always wanted, or she needs to settle soon or something like this?
Yeah, Nate, it's such a great question. It's also like asking me, how would I prove to a Buddhist that Buddha wasn't real? Like, it's just it's a terrific question and pointless at the same time. trying to explain to a woman who has gone through her entire life, gotten every single man she wants, and once she turns 28 and realizes that she's losing out to younger women, there's no, like, you can't explain anything of them, anything to them. I know women, they've literally been cheated on by their husbands, fucking gone out with younger women, and then afterwards stayed with the husband. Like, there's clearly, they know they've made a mistake. Clearly, this isn't working, and they still stay in it. The idea that you're going to tell a woman, logically explain to her attraction, mate, it just won't happen. It doesn't work.
Yeah, because what's happened
There's
is
no
that
point
they're
in it.
super they're super boring to hang out with. So we have to like rotate our female friends now to like a younger cohort. And I feel like every 4 years, like every 3-4 years, I'm just gonna like outgrow my female friends because they're gonna shift into this very boring like 28-year-old. Like once you hit like 27 or 26 to 28, somewhere around there, you just start getting really boring. Like they hosted a birthday party at this place that was meant for like middle-aged people. And last year, that same birthday party was at like one of the hottest clubs. And you can tell just from their energy and everything that they're like different now. Like these girls just are like different now.
Yeah, I don't find anyone boring. I don't care what one. Like I promise you, there's something interesting about every woman.
No, they're not boring.
Yeah.
They're not boring as people, but just these things they like
Sure.
now, and like the people they want to hang out with now are like not.
I have
as
that. I have
cool as
this.
they
I
used
have
to
this
be.
issue with. I have this issue with Kaylin. Like Kaylin never goes out anymore. Kaylin and I used to go out all the time. She was great because she was married, and then her and I would go out like sometimes with her husband or whatever, and we would always just have a fucking blast. And she could get in. We'd go to clubs or whatever, and then she just like adopted a bunch of cats and bought a house and doesn't go out ever. That happens sometimes. Well, we do. We have after parties at her house sometimes. But yeah, I mean, I just wouldn't listen. Do you remember the statement? I love Myron Gaines saying this. I love this quote. Women do not finish maturing until they stop getting attention from men. That's so, when you think about the wisdom of grandma understands shit that you don't understand when you're a younger girl because grandma is not getting attention from men anymore. And so she starts to see the world the way that it is and not the way that she saw it when every dude was opening the door for her. Does that make sense? Yeah. So Kylie,
Of course. That go.
Hey guys,
that
sorry, my
goes
my supermodel girlfriend is disagreeing with my 21-year-old supermodel girlfriend is disagreeing with us. Sorry. Go ahead, Kylie. Let me know. Yeah, I'm sure you don't get any attention from dudes, baby. I'm sure it has no effect. I'm sure you don't even notice.
Well,
It's
I
like
just think that maybe grandma knows stuff because like she's just been there before.
Yeah,
you know?
but also
like it's not because
hold on,
like she's not getting attention anymore. It's because she's just been there.
Attention. No, but grandma's also not distracted by emotionalism anymore, Kylie. Grandma sees the world the way that it is. Grandma's not distracted by emotionalism. Grandma believes in things like natural selection, baby. And the moon landing.
Yeah, maybe Kyrie Irving's gonna get there too one day after he's not a star anymore.
I love having these discussions with Kylie because she's like in it and I describe it to her and she's like in it and then doesn't see it, but she's still in it. She's like it. She's like literally the thing we're describing, but then she's in the middle of it and then, but doesn't see she's in it. She thinks all of her behavior is rational and that it's just normal for dudes to like buy her shit all the fucking time, wherever she walks. She just thinks it's fucking normal. Like that's the reality for, like, it's like that for me. When I go out to clubs, like dudes are buying me shit all the time. She just thinks it's normal for everyone. Go ahead.
Yeah,
Nate.
no, I think deep down girls know that this is not going to go on forever because they see other girls that don't get the same treatment.
Sure.
I think so. They realize.
No, but I don't think they care about other girls not getting the same treatment. They only care about their own attractiveness. It's not, and by the way, 28-year-old women are still super fucking attractive.
No, I know they don't care. I know they don't care.
The problem is it's not the girl versus zero. It's the girls versus the 23-year-old. It's not the 33-year-old. The 33-year-old in a vacuum is a 10. The 33-year-old in a vacuum versus her 23-year-old self is not as hot. That's the problem that they eventually come into they start to realize that becomes an issue. Now they can delay it. You guys saw Jamie Lynn. I'm not going to tell you how old Jamie Lynn is. You would not believe how old she is, but she looks very young because she's in such insanely good shape. She's probably hotter now than she was when she was 22, which is why she has like a fucking male stripper boyfriend in his 20s who's like really good looking because she's super good looking. You can definitely push it on with really good nutrition, weight training, and plastic surgery for sure. But in the reality of situations, on balance, most women don't realize it's not that they can't compete. It's not that they're not hot anymore. It's just that compared to the 23-year-old version of themselves, they're just not as attractive.
Yeah, I got what you're saying.
Beautiful. Anything else, Nate? I love it.
No, that was a bit.
Beautiful. Billy, what's your question?
Oh, I think I'm done, Mike. That's
all right. Beautiful. Nice. Mark, what's your question?
I'm not going to go on video for this actually, because there's something kind of shocking I have to say.
Okay.
I don't want to be on video for it. I'm starting to realize how much damage I did to myself with a decision I made when I was younger. Like, I refused to have a relationship with anybody until I was 28, and until I could have surgery to be sterilized, because I have an extreme fear of having children. And so that got me into problems, because like I couldn't recognize red flags and things like that when I did decide to go out and meet people. So I thought people were being nice to me when they actually weren't, and things like that. And my question is like, really, how do I put that behind me and move on? It's like total lack of experience, basically.
Yeah. So what, guys, go ahead and unmute yourselves. The solution for a lack of experience is what? Sean, Dante, Eric, Ronald, Joe, what the solution for a lack of experience is?
Immersion.
Experience. How about that? You don't come to MOA for the crazy, it's the simple answer to it. Okay. You're absolutely right. By the way, what you're saying goes back to that debate I had with that dude the other day, right? He's like, no, you don't actually teach men how to see red flags in women. Yeah, I do, because they meet more women than you do. That's why they're able to tell the red flags, is because they're just exposed to, again, the guys who are better at mergers and acquisitions are the ones who do fewer mergers and acquisitions, or the ones that do more mergers and acquisitions. The answer for lack of experience is experience. Rule number 3, abundance is always the answer. Immersion, abundance, experience, preparation.
I
That's the answer, Mark.
I get people telling me that I need to be happy with myself and ignore relationships and so on.
It's up to you. I mean, I think you should be happy first, for sure.
Yeah.
I think you should be happy for. Hey, before we go on real quick, hey, Glenn Lawrence, I want to shout out to Glenn Lawrence. He put a super chat on YouTube. How do you guys in committed relationships navigate these steps? Hold on, we'll get to that in just 1 second. Did you, does that answer your question?
Yeah.
It does. Okay, Mark. Mark, it's going to be experience. It's like, Michael, I want to get stronger. Then what do you think my answer is going to be? Go to the fucking gym. No, Michael, but I don't want to go to the gym. I need some sort of book to read. Shut the fuck up with your book. Go to the fucking gym. It's men of action. Okay? So the answer is your lack of experience is fixed by experience. That's it. Your lack of eating good is fixed by eating better. Your lack of knowledge is fixed by education. This is the answer. You remember the commercial between Kanye West and Kobe Bryant? He goes, I want you to be better. He's like, I'm already the best there ever is. More, better. He goes, what the fuck are you talking about, Kobe Bryant? And he goes, you're welcome. You guys remember that commercial? It's one of my favorite commercials ever. Let's get to this question though, real quick. The question is, how do you guys in committed relationships navigate these steps? And the answer is, it shouldn't have anything to do with you being in a committed relationship. In order for you to build a list, in order for you to fix your Instagram, has nothing to do with a relationship. Building a list has nothing to do with a relationship. Inviting people to events has nothing to do with a relationship. And then getting girls to come with you to an event, bring your girlfriend with you. You're going to go rescue dogs. That's the best answer I can come up with. Let me know, Glenn, if you heard that. Let me know if you heard it. Hey, CJ Sparks. CJ, baby, join the fucking call. Hold on. Well, let me do this real quick. I see CJ's on the call on the thing here. CJ, there's the link right there in the chat for join the call. Cool. Experience will force them to become aware and fix it out of necessity. Beautiful. Nice. Got some experience. All right, guys. How's Colombia? Oh yeah, sorry. CJ Sparks is in Colombia right now. I don't know if she'll be able to jump on here with us. Got it. Okay, guys. Thank you all. Man, there's a lot of people watching this on YouTube. I appreciate all you guys on YouTube. All right, let's get to this next question. Ryan Ingram, what's your question?
Hey, Mike, how you doing?
Good.
Okay, so my question is, so for step 3 of MOA, you say people should have 6 high status events to invite people to.
Yes.
And then for step 4, you say people should have 6 female teammates, that will go to these events with them. So of all numbers, why did you choose 6 for both of these steps?
Do you want the actual reason is because in order to get a comp in Vegas, you need 5 girls. That was just a rule we used to always have. It's not actually, you can get a comp with 4. Like if I had 4 really amazing girls, I could get a comp. I could get a comp with 3. But the rule was kind of one dude and 5 girls. So I just added 1 to that and said 6. That was it.
Okay, there you go. Thank you.
Also, 6 in a photo looks good.
Okay, there you go.
That was another thing. Like 4 I think is the best for a photo. 4 I think is the best, but like 6. Let me see if I can find 6. 4 is really good, but I think let me see if I can find one with 6. This is a little too much, but yeah, this is 8. 8 is a lot. I know I have some here with 6, but I think 6 looks really good. 2 is good. I don't know. If you guys look on my IG, there's definitely some, but yeah, 4 is prime. 4 is optimal. 4 is optimal for a photo, but I still think like 6 looks fucking incredible.
Isn't it not abundance? Don't you want? Isn't like more better, right?
Yeah, but once you get to 8, you can't tell who's in the photo anymore.
Right.
Makes sense. Here's a good one with 5. So 6 looks really good. Got it. That's why it wasn't by the way, 8 is fine. 12 is fine. I just said 6 is a low number. 4 is realistically what you're going to end up with. Okay.
Right. Sounds good. Thank you.
Yeah. Ryan, you just asked your question. Let me see here. Let me get to some things on YouTube. Let me see if anybody had any other questions on YouTube. Let me see here. Michael has a decent personality, but it can be better. Hold on, I'm gonna show you guys this YouTube. This is hilarious. Holy shit, this is funny. Maybe I'll get in trouble. Hey guys, I'm gonna get in trouble for sharing my own YouTube screen on my own YouTube. This is gonna get really confused. Actually, no, I'm not gonna do this because it's gonna start confusing people.
Michael, I think he's just trying to disqualify you. So congrats. Maybe he's into.
What do you mean?
He's just trying to disqualify you.
Yes, that's exactly right. Glenn Lawrence says, Michael, thank you, bro. Look forward to connecting you again on the next trip to Vegas. So Glenn Lawrence, shout out to Glenn for putting out there a super chat. Let me see here. I'm just looking. I was kind of hoping some of these pieces of shit from the other night were on here. Biggest part of communication. Where are all the fucking haters from the other night, man? They're like all of a sudden they have nothing to say. This is like one dude on 3 different accounts, like talking shit during the thing I did with Alex. Hey, hold on a second. Hey guys, anybody? Hey, Tristan, are you on the call? Is any one of the sales guys on the call?
Yeah. What's up?
Hey, Tristan, go in the super chat on YouTube. There's one you need to pick up. You need to look at the 3rd message down. It has to do with the sales call. Somebody missed a sales call.
Okay.
Hey, you're right, John. Abuja is the capital of Nigeria. Lagos is the largest city. You are correct. Lagos is the former capital. I am corrected, and I don't mind being corrected. If Discord is being retired, Jose, that is correct. We're not doing Discord. We're going to the forum is the new place. We're going to school because now instead of having Kajabi for the program and Discord for the content for the discussion, it's going to be both in the same place. Cool. Events coming up. Yes, event TB. You're asking if events coming up. The 13th of March is going to be Babes in Toyland, and the 20th of May is going to be Babes in Toyland in Miami. All mass has gravity. Yes, correct. Okay, somebody's asking. Hey guys, for those of you who are asking questions on here, I'm sorry I couldn't get to all of them. Hopefully CJ can jump on here. Jump on the call. For those of you who are trying to jump on the call, right there, I just posted the Zoom link in the call for you on YouTube. All right, beautiful. Let's get back to it. Anybody else have any questions? Let's go to Dante. What's your question?
Yeah, what's going on, Michael? So I was meaning to ask this earlier, and I know this probably sounds like an asinine question, but as far as Instagram, right? What do you think that's like a showcase as to like who you are as an individual? So that way when people look at your Instagram, be like, oh, okay, this guy's cool. I want to network with him. Or like, what's your opinion on that? Like, what do you
guys,
think? Instagram?
Go ahead and unmute yourselves. What's rule number 4? Explain it to them, good gentlemen. Hold on, where's it? School. Guys, what's the rule about social media?
Social media is fake, and we're okay with that.
Say it with me, man. Social media is fake, and I'm okay with that.
Social media is fake, and I'm okay with that. Okay.
So is it a true representation of you? No, it's the representation you want people to see.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I just let a bunch of you guys into the school forum, and then I'm also going to, let's see, if you go here to, what are the rules? Hold on. So here we go, 6 rules. Let's do this real quick. Can you guys see the screen? I've never actually done this on the call before. I'll just do it right now. Do you see the screen?
Yeah.
Stand by.
Okay.
Cool. What's rule number 1, man?
We don't pay attention to, hold on. There we go. We don't pay attention to people's words, only their actions.
Cool. What's rule number 2?
All human behavior can be explained through evolutionary psychology. I'm gonna have to touch on that later.
Beautiful. Rule number 3?
The answer to your problems is almost always abundance.
Beautiful. Rule number 4?
Social media is fake, and I'm okay with that. We are social media producers, not social media consumers.
Got it. Cool. What's rule number 5?
We don't talk shit about people behind their back. If someone is doing better than us, we learn from them.
Got it. And what's rule number 6?
We don't need to qualify anyone. No one needs to know who you're sleeping with or how much money you make.
Got it. Got it. Those are the rules. Those are 6 rules.
Okay. Do you know where I could find that on school, just so I can look at that later?
You know what? I'll just tap. I'll see if I can. So I can only put 3 things at the top. So let me see if I can put this on the top here.
Sean in the Zoom chat says rule number 7: you don't talk about Fight Club.
Yeah,
that's funny.
Let me see if it let me do it. No, it's, you know what? Yeah, the rules. I put it in a different. I put it in a different thing here, but it's in the MOA forum, the free group.
Okay, so if anything, I probably just ask someone and they can lead me to it.
No, just scroll down. The forum only has like 10 posts in it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's brand new. The forum we just got rid of MOA forum. We just got rid of Discord and just went to the forum. That's the free version. The MOA group is the paid version. There's a lot more activity on the MOA group because there's 600 guys in it.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yep.
All right, for sure. Thanks, Michael.
Nice. Cool. Anybody else have any questions? Cool. Yeah, there you go. You put the MOA rules in there, I believe. Yeah. So by the way, also, if you click that MOA rules thing and you're not in school, it's going to ask you to join school. And so I'm going to let you join in there that way. Okay. Sound good? Don't try to join regular MOA unless you paid for the course, because we'll just kick you out. Forum is free. Always remember the forum is free. Okay. Beautiful. Dax, what's your question? Gotta unmute yourself, man. Dax, you gotta unmute yourself.
Can you hear me?
Yep. What's going on here, man? Dax, you just muted yourself again, bro, buddy.
Good?
Yep.
Okay. Well, according to ChatGPT, you're apparently a professional poker player, entrepreneur, and social influencer.
Yeah, I saw that. I'm a professional poker player. There was another one that I worked for, Miss Nevada. No, I did Swimsuit USA, and I've had Miss Nevada on my podcast. So there's a little bit of conflation with the AI where they screw up some things, but a lot of it they get correct. I'm not a professional poker player. But yeah, ChatGPT has a whole thing on me. It's like 5 paragraphs long. It's pretty crazy.
No, yeah, I'm actually, yeah, it actually is like 5 paragraphs long. Okay, so I guess last question for the night. I guess my question is more for you personally.
Mm-hmm.
What's your end game with everything that you've done and everything that you've built? Like, this is more for like you. Like, do you plan to go the traditional route, like marriage, kids, 2.5 kids, white picket fence, all that? Like, what do you plan to do with MOA? Like, summarily, like 5 years in the future? Like, I'm just curious because you've built like this nightlife social like circle like infrastructure. Like you basically have like connections with every major club probably in America, if not, international?
So the answer is I only care about this year. I only care about it getting to 8 figures in revenue, later 9 figures in revenue. And I don't really make plans that far in the future as far as what that's concerned. Right. Like I'm not going to shoot my dick off. I plan on probably having kids at some point, but it's like right today, 8 figures is number one.
Okay.
Makes sense. The business growing is number one. And getting more of you guys, especially you guys who participate on these calls all the time, to join the company is also something I'd like to have happen.
Okay.
Yep.
And the main reason I ask is because I'm wondering how far would you expect, someone that you work with or that you're interested in working with, how far do you expect them to plan in the future, whether it be business or anything else in general?
Say it again.
So for example, if you're vetting someone to like work with them, not necessarily to
work with them.
Yeah, okay. To work with them. How far ahead do you expect them to plan? Like you're saying, well, okay, right now we're just thinking about this year, we're thinking about that year. Do you not believe in things like, not that you not believe, but like, do you not really see something like, I have like a 5-year plan or a 10-year plan, we're gonna do this, and that, or does that just kind of come off as like redundant and not really?
If they have one, that's awesome. If they don't have one, I don't care.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not that big of a deal whether or not they have a 5-year. If somebody did something incredible, like BJ Baldwin, I just had him on the podcast. BJ Baldwin is an incredible shooter. He's a martial artist, and he's won 8 championships as a desert, like Baja desert racer. He's got money solved. He's got a career solved. He's got his girlfriend and his wife solved. He's got that part of his life solved. You ask him what he's going to do in 5 years, he's going to keep shooting guns and fucking eating it in and out, like and shooting guys in the face. That's what he's going to keep doing. Like nothing really is going to change. I don't see why it should. By the way, I'm shocked at how few people watched the BJ Baldwin episode. Anybody who watched it, it was the most shocking episode I think I've ever recorded.
Was he the one who he lost his friends like?
No, that was Cole Hatter. BJ Baldwin shot a guy in the face at 75 feet who started opening fire on him in a parking lot in and out.
Oh, stop.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm shocked that you guys haven't all watched that episode. That episode is fucking crazy. He talks about like these incredible jumps he has to do because he does like stunt jumps in the Tacoma Dome, like crazy shit. He's one of Bilzerian's close friends, so he talks about hanging out with Bilzerian. It's a crazy episode. Yeah, it's crazy, man. He shot this guy and he had 9mm. Just pop, 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 pop. It's crazy. I recommend you guys, if you want like a really entertaining podcast, go listen to BJ Baldwin. I thought that one was going to blow up. I really thought that was going to blow up. The one with Jesse Preston, I thought Jesse and I would just like kind of chill. And we were just having like a friendly conversation. I didn't realize that one would do so well. That one is doing better as far as view count and like minutes watched than almost any video I've done in a long time. It's really doing well. So you just never know. That's why you just got to keep uploading.
I think your How to Beast one is going to, hopefully you weren't trying to keep that a surprise, but I think that's just going to go insane.
No, it's fine. Yeah, How to Beast comes out on Wednesday.
Okay.
And then Richard Reeves will come out the following Wednesday.
Okay. Do you do that just like post one podcast a week, like intentionally, or is it just kind of?
No, intentionally, like because I have to hold myself accountable to it. So if it's two, then that's too much work. If it's one, I can handle that.
Okay.
And I also do something else. If I do other people's podcasts, live streams that week, I will take that week off of the podcast because I want you guys to watch the live streams.
Okay. Last question. How do you motivate someone to kind of get out of like their I don't know the right way to put it, but just like, hey, someone who they say they want to do better, but they're still in the same place they were a significant amount of time ago.
You can put ideas in front of people and then incentivize them to do the things that they should do. Capitalism is a great example of that. Okay. You can't make people do fucking anything. And Dax, most people by the standards of someone who's very successful in life, by his standards, most people are failures. So it's really difficult if you start opening up your eyes to a bunch of people who are very successful to then say, when is my brother, cousin, aunt, whatever, going to get off their ass and start becoming successful? The answer is maybe never. You can't make one of the difficulties when you start becoming aware, you start becoming, okay, I'm just going to use this cheesy term, unplugged from the matrix, right? I like that term. I do like it, but just too many people are saying it. When you become unplugged from the matrix and kind of have a concept somebody's laughing or something. What's something going on? I'm going to mute everyone here. When you become, for lack of a better term, unplugged from the matrix, what happens is you start to see all of these venues in every part of your life where you can be in that top 10%. And then when you level up, Dax, you start looking back and you're like, hey, homies, come with me. This is one of the problems. I don't know if you guys know who John Morant is. He's the point guard for the Memphis Grizzlies. He keeps running around with convicted felons and fucking gang members and like a lot of guys are becoming very concerned about his well-being because he's got a $40 million a year contract, but he's hanging out with thugs all the time. He wants to bring them up with him, but they don't have his mindset. They didn't have his drive to succeed. And so they can't come with him. And because of that, like a lot of times you leave people behind. Does that make sense? So Dax, that's what's going to happen. Sometimes you can incentivize them in front of them and be like, hey, here's some great ways to succeed. And they'll be like, oh man, thank you so much for your help. And then they go back to sleep. Then they just go back to sleep. Got it? Dax, you can also be an example. Like I think like my brother and I have become pretty close recently because I think he's seeing an example of what I've done with this business and how, he wants to change certain things in his life. By the way, my brother just finished MOA yesterday or 2 days ago. He finished the entire course. So all I can do is be an example. I can't be like, Pat, you got to do this, Pat. You have to. You can't do that. Can't do that.
Sorry, you cut out that. You said that you can't force them. You basically just can't.
You can't force them. You can just be an example.
Okay.
Jesus didn't pick guys up by the neck and choke slam them. Believe in me, bitch. Ah! No, what did Jesus do? He just set an example.
Yeah, he turned water into wine. You basically.
There you go.
That's the myth. That's the myth. I know.
Hey, remember? Go, Jesus, we don't have any more wine. We've run out of wine. What did Jesus do? He goes, we're going to keep the party going. We're going to keep the party going. So the thing is with that is like, he's like, hey, I just walked on water, do whatever you want. Hey, I'm going to go over it. I know I do not want in any way to be misconstrued with this as an analogy for Jesus Christ. Okay. My Lord and Savior. But a different idea might be like, hey guys, yeah, I'm going to this huge party later. I can get you in, but you can do whatever you want. I'm just going to go. You guys can stay here at this lame party. I'm just going to go to this cool party. You can come if you want. This is what I do. Like, ready? Do this is like the emoji. You can come if you want. You can come if you want. It's up to you. You can come if you want. That's how I look at it. Oh yeah, I threw a contest, 200 girls. You can come if you want. It's up to you. You don't have to. I don't want to put any pressure on you. Right? It's like, oh, my guys have success. A bunch of them have success. Here's their Instagrams. You can come if you want. You can check it out if you want. It's up to you. Oh no, okay. Michael, I heard your program is $100,000.
Oh my God. Are you ever
he was standing on that shit. Bro, he was like, that was his thing. It's $100,000 program. My sources have told me.
Are you ever gonna have a debate with someone where you can just cut? Because I know you're highly intelligent, but I never get to see you cut anyone down, just like completely destroy them in debate. It's always reserved with purple pill. Everything is so like.
I don't think I would ever cut them down. I usually make them love me, but this guy, I think by the end, he was actually agreeing with me. I think what happened was after the debate was over and he saw in the chat that he had kind of lost, he wanted to just he wanted to retcon what happened in the debate to make him seem like he won. But of course he didn't. He really didn't do very well at all. Like there's things I want to say about this guy. I'm not going to say because he has no following. Why? I'm not going to punch down on this poor kid. He just I will say this, his estimation about continuing to be obsessed with this idea of not being able to tell whether or not a woman is genuinely sexually attracted to him tells me he went to a strip club. Some girl took $1,500 from him and then didn't sleep with him. And then, so now he's an expert on this. That's what that sounds like to me.
That's crazy.
That's what it sounds like to me. Cool. Man, I'm getting nothing but nice people on my chat here. I thought I was some more haters. There's like none. Well, yeah. Get Zion Clark. Hey, Bang, I will be trying to get Zion Clark. We got I was supposed to get Zion Clark on. He hurt his shoulder. And remember, he walks on his hand, so he couldn't move. Be logical. I appreciate that stealth 797, Bob Bilzerian, for sure. If he writes another book, I'll have him on again for sure. All right, I love it. All right, cool. Last one. Real Joe, what's your question?
Vegas immersion and the social media package that involves. Is that still in April?
Yes. Is the SMBC with? So we did an SMBC before immersion this week. I don't know. You have to talk to Miguel about whether or not the SMBC and the immersion are at the same time.
And then I'm probably not be able to make the April one. Is there one? I believe it's in August,
June or August. Yeah.
So there is one planned. Okay. Yeah. I'll
Yeah,
probably, I'll look
by
for that
the way,
one
that's Miguel's thing. Like I'm just fulfillment and video work and stuff like that. Miguel just tells me where to be.
Okay. I'll talk to
If
him.
you guys have questions about immersion, it's Miguel. Yeah.
Babes in Toyland is May 20th. I believe it's at SLS. Were you planning on attending? And
hell yeah. Not only am I attending, the night before that, I'm going to go on Fresh and Fit I'm going to take a bunch of girls with me on Fresh and Fit. And Myron and CJ Sparks. Boom, bro. Myron and CJ Sparks are going to go fucking at it.
It'll be interesting.
They probably won't because CJ kind of agrees with everything Myron says. So
what was the other thing? So do you have a Miami list, obviously?
Yeah, I do. I have a Miami
so you'll
list.
be using it. So I was hoping to get a copy of it, but if you're going to be there, then
yeah, no,
I'll
I'd give it to you. I'll give it to you. I don't care.
All right.
Yeah, I'd never have a problem with one of my clients having my list because you guys don't have my IG. I'm not saying like at some point you will. At some point, I would like. Somebody was asking me before, what is my plan in the next 5 years? The reality is, in my plan in the next couple years is that fucking like Anthony and those guys are going to be better at doing these events than I am. If I want, like, I'm going to be 50 years old. Like at some point, those guys are going to take over, and then they're going to hit me up and be like, "Hey, Michael, we're hosting an event," and then I'm just going to kind of lazily show up with my cane. And I'll be like, "Oh, what's going on, guys? Oh, it's the Maxim party. Yay. 2028 Maxim party." You know? So that's what's going to happen, probably at some point. Jamal's asking, anyone know how to get over analysis paralysis? Jamal, check out the book list. It's in the forum. I would go through that entire book list. There's so much stuff in there that's going to help you with that. Specifically David Goggins' books and specifically Jocko Willick's books.
I did
one last time.
question.
Go ahead. What is it, Joe?
So, school. So the previous system is getting retired. Do we have?
Yeah, we're deleting the Discord server.
Well, not the Discord server. The actual the system that all the videos are hosted on currently.
Yeah, we're leaving Kajabi and everything's going to be on school.
So that was my question. Kajabi, when will that be getting discontinued? Because school is about 2 weeks behind.
What do you mean 2 weeks behind? Oh, where they're uploading
for the video unlocks, or yeah, it's delayed.
Probably not until everyone's done. We'll probably keep Kajabi until that point.
So okay, it's not an immediate issue. All right.
Yeah. Again, that is specifically another Miguel issue. Miguel handles Kajabi and the uploads.
Gotcha.
And the editing.
Right, I'll hit you up on IG as well. I sent a question over to you earlier. So
love it. One more time, guys. Who's on the call? Who's on YouTube right now and is not a part of MOA? If you guys are watching, I see it's like 200 of you on YouTube right now watching. If you are not part of an MOA, can you put 1 in the chat? Those of you who are here on Zoom and are not part of MOA, can you put a 1 in the chat? You're not part of MOA. Put a 1 in the chat. There we go. Nice. More. There's several more of you. There we go, Michael. Okay, cool. Anybody else? Anybody else out here on YouTube who is? Let me know. All right. For those of you who, put a 1 in the chat. Appreciate it. Cool. For those of you who put a 1 in the chat, check out that link right there. That's just for the Monday call. That's a Monday call link that you can get. Also, if you guys want to throw your affiliate codes in there, you can as well. Guys, just go in there and I would recommend you set up a call. Just set up a call just to learn about the program. If you guys don't want to join, don't join. I'm always going to do these Monday calls. I'm always going to do these live streams with Rollo. I'm always going to do Access Vegas. I'm always going to do I'm going to do other interviews. The book list is free for you. The first 4 steps are free for you. The 6 rules are free for you. The Instagram testimonials are free for you. There's tons of free stuff in MOA forum. But if you guys want to learn, there we go. John Hindley's got his affiliate code up there. You get 10% off if you use John's affiliate code. Yeah, for those of you who are, here we go. Real Joe D's got his affiliate code, 10% off, guys. Michael Sartain exposed. Hey, by the way, if you guys want to make, it's either Benji or Ty. I forgot who made Michael Sartain. I think it's Ty Buchanan. If you guys want to hit him up and then post articles to fuckmichaelsartain.com, I would really appreciate it. I think everyone should post an article to fuckmichaelsartain.com and then put your affiliate code at the bottom. Michael Sartain exposed. Michael Sartain's a fucking communist. Whatever. Just do whatever you want. Will the Zoom calls be on school also? The Zoom calls these Monday calls will be on YouTube. The Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday calls will be on Zoom. Got it? Sound good? For those of you, when you do join MOA, you have 114 modules to go through, and then you have all the previous calls, which is about 1,100 hours of calls. You can listen to them at double speed. Then you have on a weekly basis, a 3-hour call we do on Sunday, which is just the networking coaches, a 3-hour call we do on Tuesday, which is just me, and then a 3-hour call we do on Thursday, which is advanced. It's just for the alumni. The people who've been in the program for more than 6 months, they do MOA Mastermind on Thursday. That's the advanced stuff. So that's 9 hours of content plus 2.5 hours of the podcast plus the live stream we do every week. That's what's going to happen. So anyway, cool. Would you have the fat kid from Brazil on your podcast? The only way I would do anything with the fat kid from Brazil is if we're in the same room. The only way I would do anything with that dude. Oh, by the way, those of you on YouTube, here's the link. There's the link right here. Yeah, 1,100 hours of calls, correct. So each, because we've been doing this for 2 years, we do 9 hours a week, and that's about what it's more than 1,100 hours actually. But here's the link. Here's the link. Beautiful. Cool. And then also the link to MOA forum. I'm going to post that into, where is it at? I'm looking for it. Somebody want to post that back down at the bottom. I can't find MOA forum anywhere. Here we go. Beautiful. Copy. And then I put the link to the forum. I put it in also in YouTube. All right, guys. So make sure you guys check that out. I will see you guys. So here's what's going to happen. Those of you for immersion starts now. Tonight, I think, is the first night of immersion. We're going to go all the way to Saturday. Saturday night, I'm going to go see Deadmau5. I'm taking Kylie to see Deadmau5. Thursday night, I'm probably taking Rollo out. A Thursday night, you guys are going to come to the studio for when we record Access Vegas. It's Kylie, 5 other girls are coming. And we're going to do Access Vegas Thursday night at Sticky Paw Studios. You guys can come, bring pizza, whatever, hang out. It's either Wednesday or Saturday. We're playing basketball. I'm not sure yet. I got to figure out what the schedule is. So that's a huge, super fun night. And then remember on the 18th of March, we're going to do Babes in Toyland in Los Angeles. So make sure you guys plan for that. For the rest of you guys, man, hey, please join the school server, for fuck's sake. Join the school server, and also make sure you sign up if you guys are interested in signing up for MOA. I'll make sure you guys do that. Please understand there's 100 guys you can ask for their testimonials. You can also ask Katie Moore. You can also ask Kylie. You can also ask CJ Sparks. They'll tell you about the program too. We don't hide anything from anybody. There's no fourth wall. Network like Mike. Oh, I love these. Awesome. Sabrina Calvo. Yes. Oh, dude, Raj. Dude, I wish I got to write that down. Yes, I forgot to ask Sabrina. I already have
bring her on, bro. Come on.
I will. I forgot. It's my bad. I invited a bunch of girls. I will definitely get Sabrina on at some point. She said yes. Awesome. Joe, did you have another question, or was that it?
The school forum, the public one. No one's had the link for that. Drop the link in that chat just yet for that.
Yeah, that's. Can you click that right there? What happens when you click that?
Well, I'm in the private one, so I'm not sure it's going to show.
Oh, wait, that's in the private one. Oh, yeah, you want for the. Oh, hold on.
Yeah, they need the public
guys.
link.
God dang it! Hold on. Forum. See if this works. What happens when you click that? Men of Action Free. Click that, guys. Here we go.
That's the one we needed. That's
Men of Action Free. There you go.
Thank you.
Click the Men of Action Free. Much appreciation. There we go. Oh, so let me delete this one because that's the wrong one. Cool. Awesome, guys. Great to have you, all you gentlemen on. Kylie will be here Wednesday for those of you coming to immersion. We're gonna have a great time. We're gonna make sure you have basketball shoes because we're hooping one of the days and we're playing some football. Dante, you have a last question?
Yeah. So for the link I just got for what is it? It's for the high status of system. Is that also included in MOA, or is that like its own separate thing?
What is it?
For this high status system allows me to live a high status lifestyle with elite men and outstanding 25 days.
Is my picture on there?
It's your picture with like maybe 3 other women, and then like when I scroll down, it has Instagram wheels of saying like men just like you who use this strategy.
Yeah, that's me. That's how you sign up. Yeah.
Oh, wait. So is it is if this
That's
is
MOA.
Oh, really?
Yeah. What does it say at the top? What's the URL?
The URL is moamentoring.com. Oh. Okay, so this is basically MOA. Okay.
Beautiful, man. Yeah, no, that's how you go through the funnel, you sign up for a call.
Okay, for sure. All right. Thanks, man.
I love it, man. Thank you, Dante. Awesome. Glad to have you. Guys, we will see you all in I will see MOA guys tomorrow. I will see advanced guys on Thursday, and then the networking guys will take over on Sunday. For those of you in immersion, I'm going to see you every night this week. From Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday night, I will see you guys out every night that week. We've got, for those of you, like, listen, the other thing is, if you're just an MOA guy and you happen to be in town, we can get you into any club any night when you're in Vegas. Don't worry about it. Well, maybe not Friday and Saturday, but during the weeknights, just come out, hit me up. I'll connect you with a fucking host. It's not a big deal. You guys, even if you're not part of immersion, I want you guys to understand, I'm not trying to strong arm everybody for money. I know some of you, dude, Stathis has been with us for 2 fucking years and still hasn't joined MOA. I'm not saying you should do that, but I wanted to let you guys know I don't hate you if you don't join the fucking program. But I don't want to put any pressure on you. I will tell you though, if you try to do the program without taking the program, you're going to have some problems. You're going to have some serious problems. And I can give you some examples of guys who really fucked up bad because they didn't take the whole program. All right, man. Thank you guys so much. I got to get off the
Mike.
phone. What's up?
What do you get when you cross a Jewish person?
Should we record this? Oh no. What do you do?
Christianity.
Oh no. Oh my God. Let's get MOA is now canceled. MOA is now canceled. We're done. Take care, guys.